What's up, Peep Squad is in the building, baby. What's going on, my peeps, my peoples, Peep Squad? Let's just talk about this situation. It is going down. What is happening with Real Housewives of Potomac? Like, Lord have mercy. It's going to be like this. Like, this is a serious situation where you're getting the courts involved, you know? What is really happening? Like, damn, I mean, the hard feelings is out here. Jamal is trying to keep his job. Jamal is trying to keep his reputation. And being exposed on the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 1 wasn't what he was looking for, wasn't what he wanted, wasn't what he needed, because now people are thinking all types of stuff about him. And now his exes are coming out the closet, baby, and just basically telling on Jamal like they was in a relationship 10 years, 8 years, you know, slept at his house, was at his house, got pictures and everything. This is really a really sad situation because it's going down. You would think that Jamal Bryant would be able, you know, to get himself out of this situation and handle it with a cooler head, because doesn't he involved in conflict resolution and solving problems and counseling? You would think that he could hook up with Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels, hook up through their pastor and have a conversation and talk about the situation. But no, they are bringing the courts, they're bringing the popos, they're bringing the officials into their situation, which is like, oh my goodness, like it's getting bigger than what it needs to be. You know, Jamal doubled down. He felt a certain type of way. He wanted to basically protect himself and his reputation, and he felt a certain type of way when Monique jumped on a reunion, was talking about, you know, Miss Tanya Griffin and other women, and also Karen Huger was talking about the situation too as well, that he done fathered a baby. He got a woman over here, he got a woman over there, and Tanya Griffin, she has been doing interviews and saying that she was in a relationship with Jamal Bryant. She was with him. They was together for 8 years. You know, they met through the DM. She read his book. So therefore, I believe Monique has evidence to prove, you know, the accusations that she has made against Jamal Bryant. But Jamal Bryant is feeling a certain type of way. So Jamal Bryant fired back at Monique Samuels, and he sent a cease and desist letter to Monique Samuels, basically accusing her of malice, spreading inaccurate information and unfounded information, and defaming his character on TV. And he also claims that Monique Samuel dropped his phone digits and put him in danger. I was like, Lord have mercy. He was like, we seen her drop the phone digits because, you know, Miss Giselle was like, I don't believe it. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, isn't it? And Monique said, isn't his phone number such as 7777955? And, you know, Bravo, they blocked it out. So therefore, he wasn't in danger. But if it wasn't edited out, he's saying that he would be in danger. And he's basically calling Monique Samuels reckless. And he said, according to Jamal Bryant's letter, he plans on to sue her if he doesn't get a quick response, you know, assuring that she will stop the false statements. So basically, he's saying everything that Monique Samuel said is fake, and he wants her to stop, and he wants assurance that she is not going to speak his name, and that is never going to happen. Jamal Bryant, Giselle Bryant put you in harm's way when she's being catty on the show and coming after, you know, Monique Samuels and saying things about her family, trying to ice her out, get her off the show, fire her, coming around with security guards, allegedly, you know, involved with spreading rumors and all types of stuff about, you know, Monique Samuels, and allegedly getting involved with Gigi and baby this, baby that, and sleeping with the trainer. You know, she was doing her job by stirring a pot and being catty, but she didn't think about she was putting you in harm's way, because she brought you into the fold by saying that you was in a relationship with her and you guys were working on it and trying to get back together and have you know, working on your trust and your communication. And then you guys were in a relationship, and then Monique proved that you are in a relationship with a whole lot of people, you know. Miss Tanya Griffin, she done came out, she done said her piece, and I'm pretty sure there's other women that's saying their piece about the situation that Monique Samuels has in her tab, in her notebook, baby. It's going to hit the streets. So I don't know how, it just seems like they should be able to come to a resolution because, Jamal Bryant, he just got hit. He didn't supposed to get hit, but he got hit because he is connected to Giselle, and Giselle was doing all types of F-ish on the season of Real Housewives of Potomac. And now for Monique to get herself out the corner and fight her way through and show her side of the situation, she had, you end up being collateral damage. And Giselle should have known that. Because this ain't the first time, because Giselle was exposed, well, not Giselle, but the last relationship she was in with Sherman, his past got exposed because they was having conflict. So Giselle knew she was putting you in harm's way, and maybe Giselle was getting back at you, Jamal. Now Jamal ain't even really been on the show. He is out here swinging and banging, and he wants to file, cease and desist, and he wants to be assured that Monique Samuels would not say his name and make false statements or false allegations against him. So that situation is like, woo, baby. And so Monique ain't playing no games either, because once you put Monique against the wall, what is she going to do? She's going to defend herself, which everybody would do, is defend their self. Just like Monique defended herself against Candace and went and, filed a countersuit against and counter charges against Candace and got her attorney involved. She's not going to take anything lying down. And it seems like Jamal likes to lie down, but he ain't going to take nothing lying down either. Giselle is quiet as a church mouse, baby. But Monique Samuels, she responded to the situation. She responded to this. She responded to Jamal Bryant, cease and desist letter, and basically, warning her that she better be quiet. She better back down and not make any more statements about him. So Monique Samuels, she responds, her lawyer sent the pastor a letter doubling down on her comments about him on the reunion special, saying she has proof of his egregious sexual conduct with a woman he has been seeing for the past 8 years as well. And she has other receipts. So basically she's saying, you can't send me a cease and desist and say that I am hurting your character or defaming you when I got proof. The truth shall set you free. And that's what she's believing. So these attorneys are going to be getting some money, baby. Really, really a terrible situation. And also, furthermore, Pastor Jamal Bryant claims that his phone number did him harm because Bravo did edit it out before the reunion aired. But I guess he's saying the people in the room, he could be talking about the cameraman, he could be talking about Andy, he could be talking about the cast. He said it was wrong for her to do that, basically call out his number like that. And he said he could have really suffered damages. People could have called him. I thought you was a pastor. Ain't your number in the phone book? Ain't your number on 411? Can't we call the church that you pastor at and ask to speak to you? Can we do that or not? But I'm assuming that this was his private cell phone number. Of course it was, because he was keeping in contact with Miss Turner Griffin, and she was out here spilling the beans that this man done lied on her. This man done, made false accusations against her, that she's not qualified, that she's not smart enough. Her dissertation, she said, yes, she done slept in his house, but the house in Baltimore, she hasn't been to the house and Atlanta, but she's been dealing with Jamal on and off since 2011, I believe, when he slided up in her DMs, and she's been a side chick ever since. Baby, 11 years, you should have been married. At least when you walked away from the situation, you would have got something. Only thing she can do now is basically expose Jamal Bryant's character, because she's hurt. She feels, taken advantage of, and she feels like he done lied to her. And she's trying to defend herself. So, Jamal should have never got on camera and said anything, because now the wolves have came out and they are looking for some meat, baby. And so let's continue on. So now with this situation, you already know Chris Samuels is like, what? You trying to put my wife up against the wall? You trying to threaten my wife with assist and deceased? Now, Chris Samuels says he's also has fired back at Pastor Jamal Bryant with a cease and desist of his own at Jamal Bryant. Samuels claims he has been spreading lies and disparaging remarks about him on social media, claiming he's abusive to Monique because he has CTE, that he cheated on her and verbally assaulted a woman in Safeway or in the grocery store. And so you guys already know, Chris Samuels, he got more of a case than anything because you can't prove CTE unless you were getting an autopsy, baby. So, and also he's saying that, that he's abusive, he's this, he's that, about his character. And the reason why Monique Samuel is very hard and very mean and very hostile is because she's in a hostile environment with Chris Samuels, and Chris Samuels got businesses and money. So therefore he doesn't like that when you say he got CTE, because whoever he's in a contract with might not think that, Chris Samuels is of sound mind. So you guys let me know what you think about this situation. So yes, Chris Samuels is firing back, and he sent a cease and desist letter to Jamal Bryant to let him know, you mess with my wife, you mess with me, and you said some horrible things about me, saying I got CTE. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you guys already know Jamal Bryant said he don't talk to Chris Samuels' pastor. He don't talk to his friends. He got his address. He got video of him in Safeway or, Savers somewhere, assaulting a black woman. And Jamal Bryant tried to pull that race card by saying this big old black man assaulted a black woman in the store. And I had film of it. You better hope you got film of that situation, because you made some allegations, baby. And the allegations that Monique Samuel made against you, Jamal Bryant, you got a woman out here saying it's true. And she ain't the only one out here saying that she had, she had tryst in relationship with you while you was in the pulpit, baby. You still are in the pulpit. So I don't know. Jamal Bryant's trying to clear his name. He's upset because he's like, yo, look at them. They're trying to dog me out. I'm Jamal Bryant. I'm educated. I got this. I got that. Who they think they are? So, Giselle got him, bound, baby. So, with that situation, Chris Samuels said he wants Pastor Jamal Bryant to remove all of his social media posting in which he talks about him and having issues and having CTE. And also, Chris Samuels wants a public apology within 3 days. 3 days. This man wants an apology in 3 days, or else he's going to sue. Like, what's going on with this situation? This shit is getting ugly and nasty and ugly and nasty and ugly. I'm like, damn, what happened to communication skills? What happened to talking shit out? They are fooling up the courts with this bull-ish, but it's going down. Jamal, you shouldn't have been lying. God don't like ugliness. And yes, you got hit. You shouldn't have got hit, but you wanted to claim that you with Giselle playing a relationship or in a real relationship. You should have known. You should have talked to your former wife Giselle and set her down and said, if you go this route with Monique Samuels, it could possibly come back, because you see what happened to Sherman. And I'm a pastor. I'm a public figure. I'm out here trying to get this tax-free money, and I'm in the pulpit. We passing around the offering. Don't mess up my situation. So it's going down. If you guys want to call in, please call in and let me know what you think about the situation. I'm just like, damn, they ain't playing around. It is tit for mother effing tat. Chris Samuels ain't playing around, and Jamal is feeling a certain type of way because Jamal doesn't feel like they have the right, the nerve to involve him in the situation, because he ain't done nothing to Monique or Chris. He didn't. He's getting hit with friendly fire. That's just the situation. That's just how it's going down. God don't like ugliness. And when you're playing games and you're lying, the shit's gonna come to fruition. The shit's gonna come to head, and that's what happened. Now, playing this relationship or being in this public relationship with Giselle to help her with her storyline, or maybe he was really in a relationship with her, but it don't seem like it, because all these other women are saying the time that Jamal was supposed to be with Giselle, he was with me. So, they gotta stop it. I'm telling you, it is off the chain. Yep, call in. Let me know what's on your mind. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Alexi Galloway, and I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, yes. So please tell me what's on your mind.
Okay, so I feel like this is ridiculous. I feel like Jamal, if he didn't want his business out there, then he should never got on this show.
Facts. You already know. You get on reality TV, especially at Housewives, there's investigations.
Yes, and why did he yell at Giselle? Why he so mad at Monique for telling his business when Giselle was telling his business before they got back together? We wouldn't know nothing about Jamal unless Giselle said something.
Well, she needed it for a storyline to have a relationship, and it looked good. And this is a good storyline that she's going back to her ex-husband after she divorced. She wrote a book about him. He was no good, this and that, and she's trying to make it work. So, and then on top of that, he's a famous pastor. It's a good look. But then when you beefing with somebody on the show, if the shit ain't all the way 100 and he ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing, then you already know is gonna, he's gonna get hit with bullets. He should have known it. Like, they supposed to be, smart people.
Yes, and he's not setting an example for a pastor. A pastor is supposed to be faithful man. He's out here going back and forth cheating on his wife. He needs to stop lying. He knows he's cheating, and he got evidence. They got evidence of him cheating. And if he don't have the evidence of what's his name, Chris Samuels doing what he did, then he needs to just be quiet and do that apology before he gets sued. Because they gonna win.
Yep, it's going down. I didn't know it was going to get this bad, but it got bad.
Me either. Because she even had Kim. She even had, I know her, and I like both of them, Monique and Karen, but she had Karen up in the binder too. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, when she talks about Karen and she talks about Ashley being in a binder, for Karen being in a binder, it was to show that they did not try to have a meetup with Candace at the salon with the hair show that Karen was doing. She was showing text messages where they made sure they tried to avoid Candace Dillard.
Okay, but yes, and I also feel like Candace is taking this assault stuff too far. How you gonna get mad at Monique when you kept telling her to drag you? You said drag you, Monique, and she dragged you. And now she's using this as a storyline because nobody cares about her and her mama situation because she finally got a house for her own and she don't live with her mama no more. She just needs to figure out a better situation. Hopefully she gets pregnant so she can find another storyline.
Alrighty then. Thank you so much for your phone call. I appreciate it. Have a blessed day.
Okay.
Thank you. I would just think that they would have conflict resolution issues, that Jamal could send his people to try to talk to them or whatever. It doesn't seem like Chris Samuels is an unreasonable guy, but he might be unreasonable when, you say that he has CTE. So it seems like Jamal Bryant is basically doing the same thing that, Monique is doing. Monique, was hit with bullets from Giselle and her team, and so she fired back and Jamal got hit. Now Jamal's firing back and he's hitting Chris Samuels and the situation. So it's one of them tit for tat situation, and they're going to the court systems and the lawyers are going to get paid and make some money with the situation. But at the meantime, in between time, Jamal's worried about his job being affected. He's worried about, if people going to want him to step down from the pulpit, or people going to be calling for his removal. And, he don't want his business on Front Street. Nobody wants their personal business on Front Street. Nobody wants to, nobody wants that type of situation. And nobody wants their exes coming out talking about, I did this with you. We did this in 2011. We did this. We did that. It's like, damn, you got to be very careful who you have a relationship with, who you deal with. You need an NDA, because if you have some type of accolades or you have some type of position where there's a morality cause in that, you can lose your job. So he's trying to protect himself and trying to protect his image and basically trying to get back on that pulpit and look like, that he didn't do anything, that, that he's an innocent bystander. And when it comes to Monique Samuels, she's trying to defend herself because they're trying to ice her out, basically not film with her. They're calling her a bad mother. And, Giselle's coming around with security guards, basically saying that Monique Samuels is a danger in the building. So it is what it is. And so she defended herself by basically saying, oh, you trying to come at me, Giselle, and talk about me and ice me out. You guys are getting together, but you've been lying the whole time you've been on this show, because Jamal's been here, Jamal's been there. So you're calling me a liar and you're trying to throw me out, but you're not really authentic either, because you're lying about a relationship and your man's been involved in this and that, and you want to talk about me, you want to plot against me, talk about this, talk about that. That is what Monique Samuels believes. She believes that Giselle and Robin and Sharice, Gigi, and also Candace Dillard got together and plotted against her and used some information, to basically bring on the show, to say that she had an affair, and to say that, she ended up going to the doctor to get a procedure to remove a baby. So therefore, she is fighting. She's fighting for dear life, because now you're talking about my children. Now you guys are trying to get me fired. Yes, she was involved in an altercation. Nobody's here for the violence. We don't believe in violence, but it happened. It went down. So it's just like, It's a crazy situation. Crazy. I didn't think that it was going to get like this. So that reunion, with Real Housewives of Potomac Part 1 is going to go down in history, where you have 3 parties filing a cease and desist letter and also threatening to go to court and also threatening to take what they need to take and get what they need to get. Giselle ain't said a word, Felicia. Hey, mother, what's going on? How you doing? What's going on with you? So that's the situation. The phone number is on the screen. If anybody wants to add anything else to the situation, hit up the number, call, tell us what's on your mind. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Dorothy Streeter, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, Chicago. Hey, Dorothy. What is your thoughts on the situation?
Well, first of all, I just love you. And the thoughts on the situation is that Jamal Bryant and Giselle are ridiculous. Giselle has been mad at Monique since Monique told her she had 4 homes and had to put her out of one of her homes. She is ridiculous, her and Robin. To have to say something about somebody's kid is ridiculous. This man should not be up in a church, call himself leading somebody. He's breaking all the rules. And then he viciously attacked a woman. Why didn't he tell Giselle to be quiet? And what about the other women who are calling in telling what he did?
That's true.
He created his own scandal.
You can't play with God and you can't play in his face, especially on national TV.
Yeah, they pretend that they just love God, but you must not be afraid of his will against you, because you're doing everything wrong. And it's a special place for people who think that they can pretend I'm good on Sunday and do everything Monday through Friday. It's ridiculous. But thank you.
Thank you so much. Bless you.
Bless you too, and I love your show.
Oh, thank you.
We're going up and taking others with us.
Amen. We're going to the top, baby. We're going to bring others with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And that right there tells you she has been a long-time watcher and a supporter, and I appreciate that, because that used to be my spiel in the beginning. We're bringing others with us. Yes, so, Giselle's just sitting back. So we're going to see, because a lot of people are out here saying there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of allegations that allegedly Monique Samuels will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't believe that is true. I just don't see how after this epic, reunion, unless Andy is feeling a certain type of way. And that's what people believe, that Andy is not truly happy with Monique, bringing this information to the forefront about Giselle. And, Giselle is his star pupil. She's his star. She's his go-to. She's the face of Potomac. And Monique Samuels, calling out her storyline, calling out everything is really, detrimental to Andy and the brand that he's trying to build around Giselle. And now I wish Jamal didn't even say nothing, because now everybody's speaking. Everybody's speaking about the situation. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Tennessee. My name is Felicia Patterson.
Hey, Felicia, Memphis, Tennessee, in the building. Please tell me your name. Please tell me your thoughts. I'm sorry.
My thoughts about this, I watch this all the time, and I've been watching since day one. I think Monique is coming at everybody, but she chose to pick everybody but Giselle. She really coming at her. But she didn't look at that she was wrong for what she done, because Candy didn't put her hands on her. Candy talk shit to her, but she didn't put her hands on her.
Nope, she didn't put her...
what she did, but you know that they seen everything that happened from the beginning. But coming at that man and his husband coming at that doing all that with a book and all that, that's just too much. If you really been doing homework on Giselle, you should have been doing homework on yourself, on herself. Because that just don't make no sense to me. I don't understand it. It's a lot. It's a lot going on this show. It's just crazy.
It's beyond. Like, I've never seen, it go down like this. The other time that it was like this bad was Basketball Wives, but it didn't get to where the husbands, the pastor, there's no husbands involved in the Basketball Wife situation.
That's what I'm saying. Why you bringing up this woman husband? He ain't got nothing to do with if Giselle got anything to do with it, but she didn't have anything to do with it. She just said she's not taking side, but she's saying the whole thing what happened. But see, Monique trying to lie like Candy hit her with the glass. No, Candy, you grabbed that girl's hair. And you had her about her hair, so she had a glass in her hand swung, and the glass must run into your mouth, because you got that girl about her hair.
But did you see the champagne that was thrown on Monique's face?
That was after she grabbed Candy's hair.
And what do you think about the part where, it came to realization that the person that pushed Monique was actually Giselle, which, Andy cleaned that up for Giselle, saying, oh, you was just trying to intervene. What do you think of, if you're in a heated situation and you get pushed and you're arguing with somebody, do you think that you might mistake that someone else pushed you and not the other person, then you go ham?
What I think is they were trying to break it up, because they didn't want her to try to attack her, but see, she tried to say something she was going to drag her that time when she was pregnant with the last baby. You pregnant, how you going to sit there and say you're going to drag somebody? You tempted to want to fight her then, because she was talking, and you can dish it out, then you should be able to take it. If you talk crazy to somebody, and somebody talk crazy to you, then you talk crazy back. But she didn't put her hands on her, so that's what she should have never done. She should have never put her hands on Candace in the first place.
I wish that would have never happened. It would have been so much different if they would have never.
That was real. That was close. That was friends at first.
I wish it would have never happened.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. She should have thought about that. You do have kids, because see, down here in Memphis, you would have did some mess like this guy for being me, and the police would have been involved. You got your ass whooped.
I wish they would have never fought.
You don't grab nobody by their hair, attack somebody because they talking to you or saying something to you. I understood Candace put her hands on her first.
No, Candace didn't. What Candace did was she took her hand and she did like a gesture with her hand under her face. If you do that a lot of different places.
Both of them put their hand in each other's face, and Candace bagged back a little bit. But when she came back up and she was still talking when she twisted her hair, and Monique just flipping her hair can up, pull your hair, pull my hair, drag me. So you went on to your defense and grabbed this girl by her hair. I'm not saying they too grown for that anyway. To be on a show and y'all got kids. Kids go back and look at stuff, and it's something that you have to, you have to look at or think before you do something. They have to think before they do something like that, because y'all on a TV show, everybody gonna see what's going on, and it's gonna sooner or later get back to your kids when they get bigger or they get old enough to see what's going on, know what's going on.
The altercation should have never happened, but there were both behaviors that shouldn't have never went down. And you know, when you put your hands in somebody's face, or you touch somebody's hair, you know, and you feel like you got pushed, you know, it's already on and popping. People will fight you for less. Thank you so much. I appreciate your phone call, and God bless.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from, and turn me down in the background, please.
Oh, sorry. My name is Lily, and I'm calling from California.
Okay, hey, Lily, tell us your thoughts.
Hey, yeah, I was just chiming in that I think Monique should have never put her hands on Candace. I believe that all of Monique's smoke should be directed at Gigi, but since Monique needed the storyline, she's putting it all on Candace. She put it on Sharice. She put it on Giselle, because Gigi doesn't get any more airtime after she told all the Samuel secrets. Right?
I don't agree with that, but keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, that's what we're here for, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and I also think that Monique, when she was at the barn, upon entry, she was like, "Ooh, as soon as Candace gets here, I got her." You know, if she says anything to me. So Monique was already itching for a fight, and she had been itching since the lake house when Candace walked away from the fire pit and left her yelling at her cinnabon. She's been chasing after Candace all season, trying to start with Candace for what Gigi did. Gigi is the one that needed to have her butt whooped. Gigi is the one that needed to be in the binder, but Gigi doesn't get airtime. So this is all for the Monique Samuels to try to deflect off of the baby trainer baby situation. Notice we're not talking about the trainer no more. We're not even hardly talking about the trainer because we're so busy trying to figure out Monique's lies and gaslighting from, oh, it was the glass. Oh, she put her hands in my face. Oh, she turned around. Oh, she was breathing. Oh, and then she said I was fired. It's just too much. She's just like grasping at straws, and I'm not here for it. She said she was done with the show after the fight, and I think she should stick to that. She should be done with the show because she went too far, and dragging us in this whole thing is too much. So,
well, if Gigi was on the show, I believe Monique would have took care of Gigi. Candace would have never got touched, most likely. But Gigi ain't on the show. So therefore, who's ever and Monique had said that the rumors had nothing to do with her fighting Candace. It was something totally different because she was all up in her face.
That was after she said that it did have to do with the plot. It did have to do with the plot, and then she backtracked and said that it was because she didn't tell her about the plot, and then she backtracked again and said it was there's too many things. There's too many things. Pick one. And then how all the people are all Team Monique talking about, oh, well, Candace waved a knife in Ashley's face. Ashley should have fought her own battle. So what now? Monique is Ashley's bodyguard that it warrants Candace's butt getting whooped for something she did to Ashley 2 seasons ago. And if we're going to bring that up, then maybe somebody should have whooped Monique's butt for putting the umbrella up on Robin's throat that year. If we're going to go all the way back and make it about everything.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for your opinion. I appreciate you.
This is my first time checking you out. I love you. I love it, though. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas to you, too. This is all about everybody get to express their own opinions, whether we agree or we disagree, whether we like what they say, whether we believe what they say. You know, this is an open forum for you to express your opinion, whether I agree with you or not. I ain't trying to change your mind. Don't try to change my mind. So let's just get into it. So, yep, that's the situation. So the court systems are going to be involved in this situation. And it seems like, I don't know, who's gonna back down? Who is going to back down? Please tell me your name and where you're calling from. Okay, 1 second. Can you please hold a moment? Thank you so much. Okay, so please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Crystal. I'm from New York.
Okay, hey, what's your name, please?
Well, I said my name is Crystal, but my opinion, the whole situation, especially with Monique and Candace, I feel like Giselle was behind it 100%. She saw that Monique was, Monique is crazy. She has a short temper, so she saw that and she preyed upon it. The situation with the fight, I feel like Candace, I don't know if they didn't really show it at the reunion, but Candace was waving her knife, and Wendy had to take the knife from her. She started doing a lot of things, and Wendy, they're not showing that part. So if somebody's waving a knife and if somebody's putting their hand in your face and saying, you're going to drag me, I think they was antagonizing her. And I think she just got frustrated, and that's how the fight started.
And so what do you think about these guys filing, lawsuits against each other?
Well, I think because Monique put it out there that she has money and she doesn't need these Bravo checks, so of course they're going to hit her where, it hurts, her pocket. And that's how I feel.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your phone call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Star Lewis from Orlando, Florida.
Hello. Tell me your thoughts, please.
Say that again.
Tell me your thoughts on the situation with Monique's.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Well, everybody's tripping on Monique right now from what I'm seeing, but they're not seeing the fact that they all did plot this. They all needed a storyline. She had the best storyline there was, okay? Everybody's looking at this ideal black family, and they were totally jealous of her, except Karen and Ashley, because they were similar. They both have husbands. The other two girls, Giselle is not married. Neither is Robin. So now those two cooked it up, and Andy and those producers let Giselle, we saw it live on TV. Giselle said about the trainer and the baby wasn't Chris. That's enough to piss anybody off. Now, Candace and Monique's fight, you don't put your hand in nobody's face. People are forgetting about stand your ground. What stand your ground means that you don't be putting your hand in nobody's face or going in their space. There was a table in between them. People are not looking at that video correctly. I looked at it over and over again. I looked at it about 50 times because I kept replaying it. And when you see that table right there, that blocked it. That's a standard to me. Like, that's a space between them. So therefore, Candace should have not threw her hand under her face. Once she did that, she entered her Monique's face. So for her to snatch her like that, that's anybody's reaction. You just threw your hand up in my face. There's a law called stand your ground. So you can't say that, Monique was wrong for, not she, but people are saying, she was wrong for snatching that girl by her hair. I would have done the same thing. It's a chain of reaction. Something just went in my face, and I'm in an altercation with somebody, and they swing their hand. Of course my reaction is to grab them. And then Jamal, he's a fake pastor. How you going to be anointed and you got infant babies? He has a 4-year-old baby. Why didn't Andy and the producers investigate Jamal and Giselle's story before they aired it? Now you want to sue Monique for this? No, Giselle wrote a whole book, everything. They already knew what was going on. So that's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, and thank you.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I love your show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I want to say what's up to Kimmy, Love, Ralph, Mother, and LSW, the moderators in the building. Thank you guys for coming through. You know I be going live all types of crazy times. I appreciate y'all.
Sheila Burke.
Okay, please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Sheila Burke, and I'm calling from Los Angeles, California.
Okay, please tell me your thoughts on the situation with lawsuits, cease and desist letters, and threats. If you don't apologize in 3 days, we going to court.
Oh, my goodness. I have some big thoughts about the situation. It just seems like to me that Jamal is out of line with any type of lawsuit because in the first place, Giselle, in my opinion, ruined his image just in her confessionals, whenever she did come onto the show or whatever to introduce who she is, and so we would know her or not or whatever. So I don't understand why he's so upset about Monique bringing the situation to the show. And as far as Candace and all of the other people, I'm Team Monique, and I just am, because I want Candace and Monique to basically own up to what they both did. So Monique, people are saying that she hasn't owned up to what she's done, but it just wasn't filmed, in my opinion, because they were able to ice her out. And what I don't like about the show this season, and I'm not going to watch it next season if they do fire Monique, is I'm not a fan of any of the other women being able to call the shots as far as who gets to film with them or not. And to me, that changed the dynamic of the whole season when the mean girls all got together and decided they were all going to ice Monique out and not film with her, this, that, and the other. And by doing so, it just changed the dynamic of what the show was, the direction of the show. Because I feel like they should have still had to work with her, because they're not production. They don't produce the show. They don't call. And I just feel like when all of them ganged up together and decided they were going to come against Monique in this way, that, the show got boring to me, because I don't like the 10th grade clique thing, and Giselle and Wendy and Candace and Robin, all there, on this one team. And they just should have stayed individuals, especially like Wendy. She did not have to come in and be on a team. She just could have been that neutral person who could see it from both sides or whatever. But she joined the team too. And then you don't have Monique able to show her remorse. You don't have Monique being filmed with anything other than, a clip or so of her at, her therapist and this, that, the other. And now we're at the reunion talking about she has no remorse. Well, I think that Candace has no remorse, and she has she didn't do the first, she didn't hit her or anything or whatever, but there's still accountability when you're sitting there taunting somebody. There is accountability, and for all of the people who say, well, you're not supposed to hit somebody and all this, that, the other, that is so true. You're not supposed to hit somebody, but there is accountability and some type of consequences sometimes when you're sitting there antagonizing or taunting or pushing, or literally in Candace's case, asking for her to drag her. And then it's just all of this. I can't with Candace. I just want them both to go off the show. If Monique has to go, then Candace has to go. And, there's word that Candace has gone out and gotten Mothers Against Violence to support her. And I don't even know how that could even be a thing, because how can an organization with any type of reputation that they would like to uphold, they can't go and support one violent acting person after they've gotten attacked, because this is a case that they would need to stay away from. So in my opinion, that's Candace's own mom who called Mothers Against Violence to, sue the network. Not sue the network, but to boycott the network through their sponsors. So now I think that if this is true, that Candace will be getting let go, because she's bringing negative attention to the network about these fights, and they have them every one of their shows. They've had fights, but for somebody to go out and get a big organization to get behind you, I think that Candace is doing way too much to get Monique fired, and she's going to get herself fired. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the phone call. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
T.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
It's T, calling from Brooklyn, girl.
Hey, what's up? Brooklyn's in the house.
I'm all right. Listen, I got issues. So this whole thing about Andy saying we don't talk about events that took place off camera, that is a bold-faced lie, because Ms. Giselle actually brought this whole thing up in her confessional, in addition to when he was at the Beverly Hills reunion, he brought on a whole affair that took place off camera. So please with that. And let's just say this about the fight. Both ladies are wrong. You're not supposed to put your hands on anybody. And you should also watch your mouth. For example, if I'm in your chat being crazy, saying stuff to people out of order, what can you do? You can block me from your channel, right?
Yes.
If I get on YouTube and I continue to do that, they can ban me. So words have consequences, okay, everybody? Words have consequences, especially when you're physically in somebody's face. Listen, as far as the lawsuits, first of all, Jamal brought this on himself. When he got into the melee and made that upside-down binder video claiming somebody had CTE, all this other stuff. If he wanted to sue the Samuels, he should have basically done that and not done the video. What he did is kind of tit for tat. But here's the thing. All the things that Monique has in her binder, we all been knew. Everybody in Baltimore knew. So please, get out of here. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. But I just think, lawsuits, it kind of ruins the fun of the show. And, it's just, in my opinion, like the last lady said, if they're going to get rid of Monique, give her to Candace.
Thank you for your call.
Yeah, thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
From live chat.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Cynthia from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the situation with cease and desist letters sent back and forth? You got to turn me down in the background, sweetheart.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think they need to stop with all of this cease and desist. They understood what they were getting themselves into when they signed up to do the show. As far as the pastor, doing his thing, and he's trying to say this wasn't said about the photo shoot and this and that. I understand he's new to reality TV, but he should have stayed out of it. At this point, with him doing his own live, he opened up a whole can of worms. Understand that his past has been brought to the forefront, and people need to let his past go. But he understood when Giselle got on TV, his past was going to come up. So this whole thing now about when my past is coming up and people are doing this, so now I have to say something, he needs to speak to his congregation so they understand that. Now, as far as triggers is concerned, none of these ladies understand, because they're not therapists, what triggers are. And Monique kept saying that. Candace needs to be held accountable because she was drag me, Monique, drag me. Everybody act like they didn't see her hand in her face and all of that. I understand they trying to have a platform where there should be solidarity, sisterhood, so they say, but all of the backbiting they do, and Giselle, God love her, but would she get on her professionals or whatever, she says way too much. Like, Big Boy didn't like and all of that. People are going to watch that. And so when they watch it, it's going to bring about something when people see it. So they all need to be careful about what they say, how they say it, and be responsible for the words that come out of their mouth. That's just my whole thing. So all of this lawsuits need to stop, and all they're doing is trying to boost ratings. And, at one point for me, for the pastor to get involved, I think it's very tasteless. It's bringing undue focus on his church, and maybe that's what he wants. I don't know. But this is a publicity stunt for him. That's my 2 cents.
I appreciate it. What do you think about what Jamal said about, Chris Samuels having CTE and going off, and Safeway or some store threatening a black woman? What do you think, that was Jamal trying to gaslight people to go after Chris Samuels?
Well,
We haven't seen the episode yet, so I don't know. But what I will say, the CTE is a real medical situation. So I think what he wanted to do, in my opinion, was try to make people think that he is sincere, because he said, well, I spoke to your pastor and this is with love, but I don't think it was sincere. You know, in the beginning when he started talking about the young lady, I could get that. You want to get receipts, this young lady's lying on you. Okay, I could get that. But then when he turned it around on Monique and then said what he said, then for me it became, oh, this is about publicity. It's no longer about my reputation as a minister. Is no longer about my beginning and people bringing my past on. I think it became more publicity, and he's trying to save himself. The CTE statement, anybody that knows anything about mental health, no, we don't know a whole lot about CTE. This is something that's new, it's being studied. We know that football players suffer with that. So I get that. However, you make this statement and then you paint Chris to be this aggressive man that went after Giselle and Robin. None of us have seen that yet. None of us have seen that. So you could be perpetrating something that's not even true. So I thought he was out of order when he did that. And I thought that, you know, it was tasteless.
All righty. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, darling. Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, yep, that's the situation. There's a whole lot going on. Jamal wants Monique Samuels to assure him that she will not be out here talking about him or saying anything about him ASAP. Because if she does not comply, he's going to sue. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from. Okay, please tell me what are your thoughts on the situation?
Okay, I'm going to say this right here. When it comes to Monique Samuels and Candace, I'm just going to say this right here. Monique was just wrong, period. I mean, they're on the opposite side of the table. And what I don't understand is why are you fighting Candace and you saying her mouth is so ruthless, but your friend Gigi spread this whole situation. Whatever the other girl named Chrissy or somebody, same thing. But you have not confronted them. We hadn't heard nothing about that trainer. They didn't bring them to the reunion, as well as Gigi. But the only person you want to fight is Candace, which y'all basically got that, you know, y'all made up for that, right? About the dragon situation, about what she said. That was like 2 episodes ago, and they apologized for that. Monique came to that little wine thing. She came prepared and ready. She already wanted to fight Candace regardless. But what I don't understand is when you look at this reunion, and Candace has apologized on numerous occasions. Monique standing there with a narcissistic face, don't care, no emotions, and talking about, oh, well, you know, don't worry about it, y'all missed it. Well, girl, can you rewind it? Like, at the end of the day, just apologize and move on. At the end of the day, I've never seen a woman that would care more for a bird than she care about human life. And when it comes to Jamal Bryant, yes, he has a past. We all have a past. But at the end of the day, I don't think Monique need to be saying nothing about Giselle's relationship with Jamal, because at the end of the day, you cheated on your husband, period. So at the end of the day, I just feel like they're a bunch of hypocrites. Jamal had the right to say what he needed to say. That is, to me, not tasteless. He is a human being as well as a pastor. I have never went to his church. I have some kinfolks that have went, and they said he had a great time and got saved and delivered. But at the end of the day, like, Jamal is a human. He has feelings. He had the right to say what he had to say. It was very entertaining. It was very nice to me. He didn't say anything really against, you know, these women other than the truth about Monique Samuels, as well as Chris. Chris does have an attitude problem. He does have an anger problem, because even his friend of 20 years with Monique even stated that he has an anger problem.
Where did they state that at? Where did they state that Chris Samuels had a...
Because Gigi had an interview not too long ago, and she even stated herself. I mean, you can go to it or other people can go to it, but she did an interview. She did say that he did have an anger problem. I mean, it's not really hard to believe. Look how he's coming at Mr. Andy on the next episode. I mean, my thing is this. How are you sitting up there saying, well, all these rumors about my wife, y'all been knowing about this information, Monique and Chris, been knowing about it for 2 seasons. And you just now saying, where was you 2 seasons ago? You already knew about it. So at the end of the day, you're mad at people gossiping about your wife, but you're not talking to your wife about what she's done. And then my thing is this. If she fought Candace again about this situation here, why are you not fighting Gigi?
Because Gigi ain't on the show. Gigi's not on the show. She said that she recently filed a cease and desist against Gigi last month. I uploaded that video to my channel.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work because when you have a cease and desist, you can't be mentioning their names. So Monique lost that one. As for Jamal Bryant about suing her, he can, because did she not say, oh, he's messing with everybody, throwing his big D all up in the congregation. Well, when they do interviews with this congregation and they don't find no evidence that he's been doing that, now I understand if he's been, which is still wrong, if he's messing with women out there in the street and all that type of stuff, that's terrible. But she said on national TV, YouTube, everything, Facebook, we looking at it. Hey, she said that he's messing with women in his congregation. If that is not proven, her and her bird can be sued, as well as Mr. Chris. Now, she said, bravo, they little check as well for Andy. She don't need it and all that type of stuff. Well, why are you still on the show?
Because you can brand yourself. You can make millions and millions of dollars off of businesses by being on the show. That's what all the other counterparts of the franchise, that's what they do. They brand their products, their houses, their bars, and their pocketbooks, candy, her sex toys. You brand yourself off this show. So it's not about the money. It's about the branding.
What is it about agreements that if if Monique is so distraught and she's just like, I'm so emotional. Girl, why'd you make a CD about drag queens? Are you serious? I'm sorry, she's being a bully. She know what she's doing. She need an audience to help boost her up. As for Candace, yes, Candace has a foul mouth. Gigi has a foul mouth. Giselle has a foul mouth. Karen has a foul mouth. Robin has a foul mouth. But she only came to Candace. Come on now.
Because her and Candace was in an argument. Giselle wasn't saying nothing. Karen wasn't saying nothing. Robin wasn't saying nothing. Wendy wasn't saying nothing. It was just her and Candace.
Okay, and their argument was about what? When Candace sat there and said to Monique, I love you and all this great stuff, but even though you play like you're asleep, and she was, because it showed the episode, you play like you were asleep when I'm leaving. You got mad about that, and you know you do that?
And hold on, you got to also add the other part. The other part is that Candace was bragging about that she canceled on Monique. Monique spent a lot of money to have a podcast, to have Candace on. Candace canceled the day of, and the flyers went out. She had to rechange the flyers, reprint everything. So it was a lot going on. And then Giselle kind of instigated that situation too.
Yeah, so why you not fighting Giselle?
But Giselle said, "Oh, you guys are besties. We love everybody." And then from there, it just went crazy.
Yeah, but at the same time, again, she even found out, which I'm pretty sure she already knew. That Giselle touched her, but she blamed it on Candace. Then she'll switch it to, your hand was in my face, but they're on opposite sides of the table. It was a lot of stuff that Monique said that happened, but it didn't happen that way. So what you want to call Candace, well, you're deluding, you're making this up. Girl, you're making it up along the way. And when you say that everybody else is fraudulent and they're fraud, girl, you've been sitting on this information for 2 years. And you've been faking and kiki and ha-ha with Giselle. You're fake. At the end of the day, she wanted to fight Candace because her and Candace are from 2 different tribes, of other sides of the neighborhood. It would just sound like more than Monique is just this, about a chick. And then you got Candace is just more like the neighborhood chick. So at the end of the day, I can understand why Candace feels the way she feels because they were friends. And she can't understand how in the world you could sit over there with a straight face and care more about a bird. Then you do me over here crying. Girl, it doesn't cost you anything to just say, I'm sorry. But then one thing stood out to me that she said, well, I want to apologize because I put all these other women in harm's way. But you are the one that did this to Candace, but you can't say anything to her? I'm sorry, but that sounds like a narcissist. You just Monique suffers from, she wants this acceptance, just like her pastor told her.
I think Candace, hold on. Candace wants acceptance too. She wants acceptance. She want to be accepted too as well. Let's not get it twisted.
Okay, even if they both want it, but we all see that Monique, that's what she wants. I don't really think, in a way, Candace could care less. I just don't see that too much in her. Monique, she wants it, because why else would you be on the reunion and you're saying, well, I just want to get all the ladies together because, I just want to apologize because thank God nobody got hurt. She know that girl got hurt. She don't want to apologize to her because she just feels like, I think it's another thing.
Okay, thank you so much. I got to get to the next call. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Oh, I missed the next caller because that was 7 minutes. Okay. So the caller hung up before I could get to her. I got so many different calls that are coming in. So, yeah, that's the situation. It's going down. Jamal Bryant said if Monique doesn't, apologize to him, if Monique, doesn't reassure him that, she is not going to speak his name again, he is going to sue. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Maryjanetv. My name is Trina, calling from Chicago.
Hey, Chicago. Hey, what's up? Tell me what's on your mind.
Okay, I feel like everybody is being a hypocrite with Monique. I feel like, I don't know if she prayed with what everybody got a problem with, but she don't have the same energy she had with Candace that she had with Robin and Giselle. It seems like she be downplaying this, she be backpedaling when it comes to Giselle. They come at her with all the energy. And when Candace do it, they provoke Candace because Candace too low for her. I think she a bully. That's basically what I'm saying. She a big old bully. Yes, I think some of them rumors are somewhat true because, she don't seem like they could be a lie because she's not throwing it out her head. It seems like she's putting energy towards it. I feel like it might be somewhat true. She getting that. I mean, this is really taking an emotional toll on her. I know she don't really feel her husband like that. It seems like she always be resentful with him. So I feel like, a trainer, everybody always turns her. They said Beyonce was messing with her trainer. Could be true. You can never deny real stuff. You can never deny simple stuff like that. You can say it might not happen, but Monique got a side to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can play sweet and powerful, whatever, girl power, whatever. But I feel like she has a certain side to her that do take her a whole nother way. Or whatever. So that's my take on it.
All right. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Oh, Lord. Damn, like Jamal is stepping out with Giselle. Where you at? Giselle, you ain't gonna speak. I called out Jamal. I said, Jamal, you ain't gonna speak. You ain't gonna say nothing. You guys can go look at my Real Housewives scoop. And I called out Jamal in the video. The next day, this mother sucker was out here spilling the beans with his upside down binder. Where's Giselle? Giselle, where you at? Please tell me your name and where you're coming from.
My name is Patricia Rubin. I'm calling from Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn's in the house. Go ahead.
Well, I'm calling from Brooklyn. I want to state my piece. My piece is, I never liked Monique on the show because I felt like, throughout the season, I believe the season before when she was fighting with Robin, she couldn't fight Robin, but why is she picking on Candace? She wanted to fight Candace for the longest. For that, I don't respect her because she's not taking accountable for what she did and going on and be a woman, a mother, and a wife and apologize and do the right thing. And I don't think it's right because, we are watching a show where we see black women tearing each other apart. And I think it needs to stop. I mean, yes, that's what brought, waiting to the show, but I think she came ready and prepared to fight that young lady, because that young lady is smaller and shorter than her. So why couldn't she fight, somebody else, her size? Why she had to come after that young lady? That's my opinion.
Okay, I appreciate you. Anything else you would like to add?
No, I just want, to watch a positive show where it comes to black people, because it seems like every show has black women, black men fighting against each other. There's always something going on. We need to see something positive, something positive, that will create good atmosphere, good vibes where family and kids can actually sit down and watch together.
Well, there is a show called The Rev that's going to be on TMC, I believe, or TBS, and that's a good positive show. It's called The Rev. It's a Reverend and his family, and it seems like nothing but love. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Bye-bye. Y'all got me you guys got me cracking up. You guys are going in. The team Monique, the team not Monique, the team neutral. You guys are going in. I don't even know what to say. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Kay. I'm calling from Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan's in the house. Please tell me your opinion on the situation.
Hey, girl. Hey, I'm so happy I got in on the live, but this is my opinion on the situation. I think the reason why everybody's talking about why did she go after little bitty Candace, the little bitty Candace is the chihuahua that's up in her face, number one. Number two, I think all of this happened because Monique and Candace were very, very close. And this came out of emotion with Monique when Candace didn't have her back, with Sharice showing up trying to drop all of this horrible tea about Monique, whether it's true or not. A friend doesn't drop that kind of tea. And the reason why I got physical with them, because it was more to her coming from Candace than it would be from Giselle, because she knows Giselle and Robin, the Green-Eyed Bandits, were always coming for her. But she trusted Candace. She cared for Candace. So it makes it hurt worse. And I can guarantee you, if my best friend did that, which I will go hard for, if my best friend did that, I would snatch her wig too. Period.
Ooh, she said period. So what do you think about the cease and desist? Jamal filed the first cease and desist, and he wants Monique Samuel to not talk about him and assure him that she would never mention his name. And if she doesn't, he is going to sue.
Well, I mean, he kind of opened himself up on to all of this when he came on the show. He can't now get upset and say, you can only say this about me or that about me or I'll sue you. You can't do that. So, unless it's a lie, she can say whatever she wants to say unless it's a lie. Period. He opened himself up on coming onto this show. And then he would, as a pastor, get on there and steal her shine by trying to get up with this binder, this upside down binder, which it just embarrassed him all the more. It was ridiculous. It was shameful. He should be embarrassed about it. My grandfather was one of the best pastors in the state of Michigan when he was alive. And I'm telling you, he would have never done some petty, stupid stuff like Jamal did. It was incredible. It was embarrassing.
What do you think about, Chris Samuels actually filing a cease and desist, and he wants an apology from Jamal, and he wants Jamal to remove all the negative things he said on social media about him, or he's going to sue for defamation?
Honestly, I don't blame him, because Jamal Bryant is coming out with something that can't even be proved until someone is deceased. You can't just say that about somebody like that, throwing out this kind of stuff. And Jamal, I'm quite sure Jamal is a very intelligent man. Of course he is. But, he should have known better. He should have known better. And I think he got on that platform because he was very embarrassed, and he did nothing more but embarrass himself more, embarrass Giselle more, because he got on there and said, I'm single. I'm a single man. I can do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Which is true. He can't do what he want to do. No one cares. But don't try to make it out to be something that it's not. You know what I mean? So.
And what do you think about the women coming out saying that, yes, I was with Jamal. I was with him.
Girl.
She's right here.
The only one.
Tanya Griffin. She came out, and a lot of other women were saying, yes, I was with him.
Yes. I actually just watched an interview with her, and honestly, I believe her. I wish she would, just kind of come straight to the point with what she's trying to say without all the extra wordiness and all of that. Because, you get a little bit confused a little bit. I want her to just say, yes, this is what happened. We met here and this time happened. When he did tell me, you know what I mean? Just, I appreciate her for her degrees and being a pastor, and she want to give us a little bit of word or anything. But with all of this messiness right here, let's just keep it straight and simple. Tell me what's what. That's it.
Amen. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, it's going down. But, one of the things I'm not a fan of people exposing their relationship. Like, yo, listen, you got to get a cease and desist out here. You got to do something because, if the relationship doesn't work out, you know what I mean? You don't want your ex to be all out on social media, dogging you out, telling your business. I did this, talking to everybody. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. That's too much. You know what I mean? But if you want to come out and defend yourself, because Jamal recently said, she wanted a position, she wanted a job. So now she's coming out defending herself. But it's been alleged that she's been around for a long time, telling her story. It's just like, yo, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. If I'm in a relationship with them, we break up. I gave him what he gave me, DMX, and then next thing you know, they're doing a whole press tour. That's a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fan of that situation, but do what you do. Say what you need to say if you need to defend yourself, because once we're over, we over. I'm trying to forget about you, not talk about you, and move on all day, every day. I ain't got time to try to bring you down or say you did this, you did that. You know what? If you want to deny me, deny me. I don't care because we ain't together. But I feel like she wasted 11 years, 8 years, it's one of them situations. And with the friend Gigi, I'm not a fan of friends, going out their way to bring down their friend. Like, you know what? Your relationship's over. Maybe it was over on a malice, in different type of way. You go your way, I go my way. Because at one time we was friends. At one time we loved each other. So therefore, I wouldn't do anything to bring you down. I wouldn't do that. I was recently in a situation like that. And I didn't bring my best friend down. I didn't tell her business. And when people try to come, her enemy try to, befriend me. I'm not with that. That's not how I get down. That's not my character. I'm moving on. I don't need you. You don't need me. I got mine. You got yours. I wish you the best. You was here for a season. We was friends. Now it's over. But, today, 2020, anybody could come up and say whatever they want to say about you, and it's just gonna be that. And people feel like it's the best way. A lot of people, at first it was just the young people, the kids, let's talk about the kids doing it. They're exposing all their business on social media. Now it's adults. So it is what it is. I guess this is the new outlet. Go to social media and tell your business and tell on this person, tell on that person. But if you are actually, bringing out information that's going to save somebody's life, going to save a child's life, I understand, telling your truth and telling the situation so you can warn people about this person, because this is what they would do. They would bring harm onto you and your family. With that, I totally understand. Or if you have, any STDs or things like that, totally understand that situation. But just gossip, So it's just one of them situations. So I don't think we have any more calls. If there's any more calls, please call in and tell me what you think about the situation. We got Jamal Bryant. He stepped out in the mud, and basically he is ready to sue Monique if she don't stop talking about him point blank, period. Is he going to sue, this lady? Because she's been talking about him. Is he going to sue her? Or all the other ones. So he sent her a cease and desist, and he said basically he want her to immediately stop talking about him, and he wants it to be acknowledged quick, fast, in a hurry. And if she doesn't, he is going to sue. Monique filed a claim back too as well, saying that everything that she has said about him, everything is factual, and she has proof. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mary. It's Simone. I'm calling from Florida.
Florida's in the building. What's your thoughts on the situation?
Oh, my God. There's so much. First of all, I just want to say this is like the best drama in such a long time. I can't believe we're still talking about this so many weeks after the episode of the fight aired, so I give them credit for that. But I'm hearing everybody's point, and at the end of the day, I think Monique and Candace were used. This whole thing, as Candace revealed, was a plot, and the anger and the wanting to fight that Monique had, that needed to go towards the people who started the plot, and that's Sharice and Giselle. And at the end of the day, she fell for it, and she might lose her job for this. Like, why didn't she keep that same energy with Giselle? Like, keep that same energy with Giselle. That's the one who's been plotting against you from day one, not Candace. You know, Candace is a baby. Candace is a lamb. You know, so I feel like both of them got played.
I agree, they both got played. And I've been saying that throughout my reviews of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Please check out my playlist on my YouTube channel. We go deep and down. 1 minute we're on this side, the next minute we keep going. And now we're here with cease and desist letters. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's just going to keep playing out, and it'll probably be our next season, and we're just going to be watching. Because this is one of those fights where there's no clear winner. So like you were saying before, you have Team Monique, you have Candace, you have Team in the middle. So it can just go on and on because it's like a good plot line.
That's if Andy allows it.
Good.
That's if Andy allows it.
Andy he's the ringleader of the circus, you know. But the one thing I can say, because of the way that Andy acted in Reunion Part 2, he definitely came down on Giselle's side. You know, Giselle got the side job with the chat room. So that kind of makes her the queen bee. And I was just surprised because obviously by the public's reaction, I think most people were more sympathetic with Karen and with Monique. And obviously we saw the fight, saw Candace waving the glass and all this stuff. But because Andy came out on the show, on the TV show, saying, Monique, when you want to apologize, why aren't you crying?
Yep.
That's what's going to dictate what goes forward. He is the ringleader of the circuit. That was his endorsement. That was his cosign that Giselle is the queen bee.
And also, he also warned Candace to stay her ass off Twitter. In part 1, he warned her too. So he's sending warnings to Monique. He's sending warnings to Candace too, and he's also sending a warning that Giselle is kind of protected by him. You know, and then he got to watch What Happens Live and was like, you know, Monique is totally wrong. And you know, did you see Candace do anything? Candace didn't do nothing. I was like,
it was ridiculous. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. It was like they were just making things up. Let me tell you, I'm an attorney. So let me just tell you, this case, I see why the whole thing got thrown out. It's exactly what Monique said. It's mutual combat. But if you sat there and you only watched the TV show, wouldn't you think that Candace got jumped?
No.
If you only watch the TV show, meaning you didn't get to see the statement, you didn't get to see them go back and forth, you saw this fight, you saw the people's reaction, you saw the victims crying and boo-hooing and, oh my God, and Monique, stop, and all that stuff. They really painted her out to be the villain on the show, but really, when you put every factor in, it was two people who wanted to fight, and that's what happens in a fight. One person wins, that was Monique. One person loses, that was Candace.
I know.
That's it. It was just a fight.
It's not like boxing with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. where it was a draw. But since you are an attorney, can you answer this question? Does Jamal Bryant have a case against Monique Samuels?
He does not, because the thing about defamation, and this is something people don't understand, with defamation and slander, you have a case if the allegations are false. You can't bring forward a case on defamation, on slander, when the allegations are true. She had the text messages based on the communication with the girlfriend where he states that. Those are all legally admissible facts. Those are admissions against his own interest. These are words that came out of his own mouth saying, what I did was for reality TV. So he cannot come out and dispute and say, this is fake, this is false, because it's in his own hand, it's in his own writing, it's printed, that is admissible evidence. That is not the basis for a defamation claim. And that's all Monique said. Monique read, and she's very smart, and I know that Monique consulted her attorney, because she only read verbatim what was in the text messages.
If
Okay.
you notice, she didn't add to it. She said, this is what he said. So that cannot be a definition.
Okay, hold on. The other thing, another caller said that Monique said that he is, Pastor Big, whatever, is having sex with the congregation. Is that ground for him to sue? When she said he's having, he's involved with he's sleeping with the congregation. I believe that may have been said. I'm not sure.
If she did say that, yes, that can be grounds. Again, if it's not true.
Okay.
So if he wants to open up that can of worms, guess what that means? We now have to talk to witnesses. We got to get evidence. We have to take affidavits and statements. So all you need is about one baby mother to come up and say, yes, absolutely, it's true. We slept together and we have a child. Paternity test shows us his child. Boom, it is true. So what are you suing for?
Okay, another question. Does Chris Samuels have a case against Jamal Bryant if Jamal Bryant does not take down and retract his statement against saying that Chris Samuels has CTE and he's abusive and he attacked a lady in Safeway?
He absolutely has a claim because, again, with defamation and slander, it comes down to the truth. So it's interesting. Jamal said a couple of different things. So his diagnosis on CTE, okay, now you're going too far because, as everyone said, you can't even diagnose that while a person's alive, right? But he also mentioned teammates that he spoke to. See, things like that, again, are verifiable. So if you're going to take this to court, and sure, you can. Again, we're going to need to take witness statements. We're going to need to talk to teammate. Who was it? Number 55? Let's talk to number 55. Do you think that he's showing signs of CTE? Did you share that with Jamal? Yes. Okay. You're throwing out the defamation case because all you're doing is you're going by the information that's known. If he says this is what his teammate said to me and the teammate said it, that's not a lie.
And also,
it's just like, no matter how far do these people really want to take this, because they're affecting their reputation in real life. You know what I mean? But if you want to go there, you can.
Okay, we got a question from Miss T. Since you are the resident attorney,
yes, 20 years practicing in Florida. Yes.
Okay, so when Jamal said, "I know where you lived at. I know where you live, but through the grace of God, I didn't come," is that a threat?
I thought that was a threat. I'm also from Brooklyn, so there's the street code and there's the legal code, so everybody knows that's a threat. I know where you live at. I know where you stay at. Absolutely. I mean, some of the stuff that these people say is like they don't have a care in the world. You wouldn't think Jamal has 6 or 7 kids the way that he talks, because it's like the stuff that you're doing is going to affect your family. It's going to affect their pockets sooner or later. But yes, I absolutely take that as a veiled threat. Maybe if they really want to take it that far and say, okay, we need a restraining order or something like that, and they play the tape to the judge, you might be able to get a restraining order. That the standard on that is very low.
What? Okay, next question.
Orders.
What about, when Jamal Bryant said he has video of Chris Samuels attacking, verbally a black woman in the store?
Yeah, not the Safeway.
So if he has the footage, does that save Jamal? Because he said he has footage. Okay.
Absolutely. If Safeway, listen, you do anything with personal injury law, you learn that there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras in the parking lot. There's cameras directly above you at the cashier register. There's cameras everywhere. If that went down, that Safeway at that store has the footage, and that footage can be subpoenaed. And that footage can be viewed, and that can be used against Chris. Absolutely.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Merry Christmas. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Thank all the moderators. Mother, thank you for coming through. Thank you, Miss T. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, everybody that did come through. I appreciate you spending some time with me all day, every day. Thank you, LSW. Thank you, Kimmy Love. Thank you, Felicia Butler, Mississippi in the building. Kimmy Love, thank you so much for coming through. And who else? Felicia, thank you so much for coming through. I do appreciate all the moderators that came through. I appreciate all the callers that came through. And I appreciate you guys leaving your comments and your thoughts in the chat. It's very, good, and we didn't have no arguments and no wiling out. So basically, it's just that you tell your side and what you think and how you feel, and you shouldn't be judged on that or be ridiculed, and no one should be trying to change your mind or how you feel. It's just an open forum to tell me how you feel and what you want to get out there. But thank you guys so much. Peace, love, and blessings to all my peeps and my peoples. Please like the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. And I believe I said what's up to all the moderators. I believe I did. And thank everybody in the chat that came through, that always support. I appreciate y'all.